Utah's opening lineup. Markkanen is out there with Nurkic. Then there's Bailey. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Mikhailuk in at the 2. And for the Trailblazers, on the block, you'll see Kamara and Klingon. The wings for him, Sharp and Avdia. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Now upon a really intriguing part of the season, Greg, it seems we've seen enough to give these teams some kind of identity.
I tell you, if teams are still searching for an identity, it's fair to say things probably aren't going well.
Now, here is George. Nurkic, a screen on Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the wing. Lets it go with the 3. And Bailey gets it to go on the assist by Markkanen.
And drawing first blood, you know coach likes that momentum out of the gate.
And that begins what should be a terrific battle between these teams.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Here's Bailey. Nurkic, a screen on Avdia. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Donovan Klingon.
A physical big, Nurkic embracing, going up and attracting the contact when he's trying to score.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He misses the free throw. And, Tim, it came out this past summer that the Trailblazers were for sale.
And with the entirety of the proceeds of that sale going to charitable causes, and with franchise values skyrocketing league-wide, a lot of good is going to come from this transfer.
No good on the second free throw.
You know, it took Nurkic a while to kind of establish himself as a starting center in the NBA, but it didn't take long to see it's a role he deserves.
Well, for what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Pass to Mikhailuk. And here is Markkanen. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And he plays with such a great rhythm. Markkanen, the catch-and-shoot shot, one he practices religiously.
Here's Kamara. Last game we saw him score 14. Holiday looking for an opening. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Able to absorb contact. Holiday is not someone that is prone to lose focus on these tough takes.
And George kicks to Markkanen. Fires the 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Last time they met was in Utah where they beat the Jazz.
And that last one came right down to the wire. The difference for me being the impact they got from their bench.
Down the stretch, the fresher team often makes the plays. That's the value of depth.
And early on, they looked great. They made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Outside, George. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Portland leading by 3. And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
Avdia finds Holiday. Klingon the screen for Sharp. No good with the wing jumper.
Well, they missed one after 4 straight makes. Still a good start to the game.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Chauncey Billups. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said, we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, thanks. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the bucket by the Jazz. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Defensive foul.
Muscly through contact. Holiday has the strength and body control to do it.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Portland.
Shooting one.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
And what a great job they have done sharing the ball. This is what team basketball looks like, and I love to see it.
That free throw good from Holiday.
And, you know, a word you hear a lot around Drew Holiday is underrated. Enough really doesn't get said about his abilities on the floor, how he can affect the game on both ends.
Now here's Nurkic, still without a basket. The shot by George, no good. Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's Sharp. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
George passes to Nurkic. Bailey with the ball. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. To the middle, stolen by Markkanen. Outside, George, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Looking now at some numbers for Lauri Markkanen.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's Klingon. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. Back to Holiday. Pass to Kamare. They get it again. And it's Klingon with the jam.
And this young man lives on the offensive glass. Tough to stop Klingon when he's that close.
They need this. And finished off by Nurkic.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
It looked like a let-up from the team in the lead.
Sharp. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Jazz trail by 6. Pass to Bailey. On the wing, George. Guarded by Holiday. Inside. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by George.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
Holiday finds Sharp. Back to Holiday from downtown. The Trailblazers rebound. Pass to Sharp. Shot clock at 6. Klingon the screen for Sharp. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Oh, making it look routine. This is why Sharp's guys encourage him to look for that shot.
Tim, how do you look at Obvious game?
Well, I just think he's a guy as a small forward with great size and great versatility. He does a little bit of everything on the court to help you win. Well, that's a tough matchup for the offense there. It's a low probability on that shot.
Here's Kamare. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Back to George. Pass to Bailey. Nice ball movement by Utah. Nurkic kicks to George. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And the 3 ball is good. Mikhailuk's got 5 now.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And here's Sharp. A 23-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. Outside, Avdia. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Sharp, that's good. 9 points in the game so far.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And it's Bailey in the corner. And the Jazz, another three.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
And when you give up a three, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Knowing it's his responsibility to find open teammates. Holiday, nice job setting the table there.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Now Bailey. From past the arc. Portland grabs the miss. Klingen's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Holiday against George. Now here is Holiday. Tee right on him. There's a screen by Kamara. Avdia gets the bucket.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 10. Pass to Mikhailuk. Left side, George. Here's Mikhailuk. Off target from three-point range. Avdia on the wing. Now Kamara. Sharp on the wing. And the Trailblazers, another three.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Nurkic. Now Bailey. Three-pointer, Markkanen does not find the basket. His third miss. He's made just one so far.
Yeah, this quarter has just been a struggle for him offensively.
A shot by Sharp, nobody around, and another three for Portland.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. And the Jazz with some changes. Sensabaugh is checked in, and it's Collier in for Mikhailuk. Jazz trail by 16. Pass to Collier. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around, and again, unable to change momentum here.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
Now, here's George. He has yet to score. And they call an illegal screen here.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Well, oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Reith is checked in. And Murray subbed in for Avdia. Here is Love. Pass to Grant. Here's Reith. Latrey comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
1:16 left here in the first quarter. Here's Sensabaugh. The rebound by Grant. Trailblazers leading by 18. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team. And Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. Seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report.
Playing at the 4 or the 5, loves outside shooting, helps provide the spacing, makes him so valuable to your offense.
Now here's Love. Scoreless thus far. Fires the three. And the shot by Reith, no good. Jazz trail by 17. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Love the pass to Collier. Here's Filipowski. Here's Hendricks. Offline with his 3.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Pushing it up. The shot's good from Love. Love's got 5 now.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
In this league, you run whenever you can. It's so much easier to score in transition.
And so it's Shaedon Sharpe making highlights for the Trailblazers. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. Back right after this. Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Trailblazers enjoying a nice lead here.
Well, pounding the boards is one way to gain an advantage. They simply owned the glass in that first.
They clearly wanted to be the more physical team, and they are setting the tone that way. I love the work.
And so in the game for the Jazz, we've got Collier. And it's Hendricks in at the small forward. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. He's guarded by Love. Here's Filipowski. Jazz passing it around. Collier. A three-pointer, no good. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Clippers. And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
One shot.
Well, you think about clutch players, Greg, you think scoring. But is that accurate, or can clutch be in any facet of the game?
It's in all phases. And you think of guys who always seem to come up with that crucial rebound or that big-time stop. Being clutch comes down to will as much as skill. Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Love dishes to Grant. Over Hendricks. Portland, no good that time either. Jazz trail by 16. Pass to Sensabaugh. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Now, here's Grant. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. To the paint. Pass to Sissoko. For 3, Love. Hendricks pulls it in. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Here's Collier. His last outing, 16 points for him. Here's Sensabaugh. There's the 3. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Pass to Grant. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now.
Yeah, look at Grant. Quick off the floor before anyone can get in his way.
Here's Collier. Still yet to score. Hendricks passes to Collier. And it's off from three-point range. Trailblazers leading by 16. Grant, the bounce pass. Pass to Murray. Grant outside. The high post shot. Rebound, Utah. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, what we saw in that game and what you see around the league is a questionable dependency on the triple.
But during that specific game, you'd love to say, hey, stop shooting threes, but obviously that's a big part of their identity.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Now, Filipowski. He's covered by Grant. This one for three. A rebound by Reef.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Murray finds Grant. Love outside. Pass to Reef. All alone. That's in there. Love with the assist.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. So both teams making some changes here. And let's go real fast to the rookie leaderboard. These are the rookies shooting the highest percentage from the floor this season. Second is Donovan Clingan.
He's scoring and finishing at a very high level. I mean, playing within himself offensively and being very discerning with his shot selection.
Jazz trail by 18. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen a screen on Avdia. Here's Mikhailuk. Defended by Avdia. Shot clock at 5. Here's Collier. Another miss by Utah.
Well, he usually brings rain from there, but not this time.
Outside Holiday. Swinging the screen for Holiday. Shoots from the elbow, and the shot goes down. Holiday's got 7 points in the game.
You want to be an NBA point? Take notes on Holiday running that pick and roll. Sometimes taking it yourself is the best option.
Here's Collier. Nothing on the board. Markkanen can't get it to go.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Jim, you wouldn't know it now. Kamara, a late second-round pick back in 2023.
Well, Kevin, he's proven himself now. His defense is what first stood out, but now his offense has taken a leap forward.
Here's Nurkic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. He has 6.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
Grant outside. That 3 off the mark.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Bailey passes to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
With excellent footwork, Nurkic remains effective in those pick and roll situations.
Holiday left side. A rebound by the Jazz.
Well, I'm not sure if he was surprised to be that wide open, but something got him out of focus.
Pass to Bailey. Here's Markkanen. Gets in and hoping this is the start of a new trend, 2 for 8 now from the field.
And I like that. Markkanen needs to play like a 7-footer because he's got the talent, but he also has a pretty strong frame when he wants to use it.
And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Keontae George. He's checked in for the Jazz. Now Klingon. He has 6. On the wing, Holiday. Defended by George. 6 on the shot clock. Klingon with it. Working on Nurkic. A nice shot by Klingon. Jazz trail by 18. Inside. Klingon with the block.
And at 7'2", Klingon is a huge shot-blocking threat. Guys have got to be careful when he's around. And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
Outside, George. Picked by Markkanen. There's the triple. A nice shot by George.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Trailblazers leading by 17. Holiday finds Sharp. Fires from deep. And Drew Holiday with the 3. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling. Well, he not only forced the miss, but he also came down with the rebound.
Now, here is George. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Pass to Mikhailuk. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Kamara with it. He's got 6. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shoots the 3. And it's Sharp missing. Jazz trail by 20. To the middle. Here's Markkanen. It's over Avdia. And Markkanen with the basket on the assist from Bailey. Markkanen's got 6 points.
Look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Avdia on the wing. Down low. And then Sharp with the dunk.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Their next game is in San Francisco. So a road game with the Warriors. Puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip.
Yeah, so many times we will see shooters of any caliber miss that. Oh, man!
Of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever, able to do things most others can't.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connecticut camp. Hey, Greg, after 2 seasons in Milwaukee, how about Damian Lillard going back to the Blazers roster even as he works his way back from the Achilles?
And in the meantime, he gets to watch this relatively young group compete. Their activity and defensive edge should pair nicely with his offensive brilliance next season.
Markkanen, good.
How about the confidence? Markkanen looking fearless from the corner.
Pass to Kamara. Outside, Avdia. Now, Sharp. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Sharp's got 7 now in this quarter.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
And here is Markkanen. Outside for George. Over Holiday. And it's George missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
To the inside. And it's Klingon with the jam.
can't teach size, right? Klingon is already one of the bigger guys in this league, and you can see him adding another 10 or 15 pounds of muscle.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Back to George. Here's Bailey. He has 6. Now Kamara. Outside Holiday. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points.
Their approach tonight, they are hitting at a really high percentage.
And so it's Portland rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Portland Trailblazers. And we're going to take a moment to talk about something. I've been seeing Shaq's face everywhere lately. Kenny, do you think it's fair to say Shaq is the king of sponsorships?
Interesting question, Ernest. Shaq, I do see you a lot in a lot of commercials, but I don't know if I call you the king of anything.
Ernie is right. I am indeed the king of sponsorship. Everybody wants the big diesel stamp of approval.
Shaq, you ever think of doing any pro bono work? I've got a neat spot that I think you'd be perfect for.
Where's that restaurant at?
And time to talk now about that first half. What a dominant display for the Trailblazers.
They love to run. At times it looks like a layup line. They can hit the 3, but tough matchup for your transition D.
Yeah, they've made it a race, but only one team has shown up. And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Shaedon Sharpe really making a difference here.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Nothing in this league more difficult to defend than a well-timed weak side cut.
Portland's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. The wings for him, Sharpe and Avdia. On the block, you'll see Kamara and Klingon. And it's Holiday in at point guard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Back to Sharpe. For the 3. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
Well, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Bailey. Defended by Avdia. Now here's Nurkic. Shoots from the corner. Avdia with the rebound. Avdia's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Avdia on the wing. Back to Sharpe. Here's Holiday. That one is good again. He sits right from the floor with the basket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Holiday against George. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Klingon's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Sharpe on the wing. 25 points in the game. Outside Holiday. Launches a 3. Rebounded by Bailey. To the wing right side. Inside. Here's Nurkic. And Klingon pulls it down.
That's 3 straight misses to start the second half. Not what they wanted.
Tim, walk me down the Donovan Klingon pick at number 7 in the 2024 draft. What do you think the thinking was there?
Well, Kevin, I just think people viewed him as a winner, a 2-time collegiate champion, and then most importantly, that rare young big man that wants to play center and anchor the paint.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Well, Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, "When someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri." Back to you guys.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. George finds Nurkic. Here's Bailey. Defended by Avdia. Back to George. Fires for 3. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. George against Holiday. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by the Jazz. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Nice ball movement by Utah. And that one's good, George.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Pass to Sharp. Klingon the screen for Sharp. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. George against Holiday. George in the post. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Pass to Sharp. Klingon with it. He's got 10. Outside Holiday. Trying to end the drought. And the layup is up and in. Kamari's got 8 points.
Everybody appreciates that extra effort on the glass.
Pass to Bailey. And here is Markkanen. Covered by Kamara. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
George against Holiday. Here's Klingon. Takes a 3. And the basket by Kamara. He's got 11.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Pass to Markkanen. Outside, George. Markkanen a screen on Holiday. George dishes to Markkanen. Now George. There's the triple. Buries it from 3-point range.
And what I love about his performance tonight, he started slow, but he refocused at halftime, and he has really picked it up.
Holiday inside the line, and the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Bailey. Good on the shot. That's now 8 points for Ace Bailey.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Holiday, the pass to Sharp. From 12 feet out. And the rebound by Nurkic. Jazz have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. And that one, good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Trailblazers leading by 23. Outside, Avdia. Bounce pass, Kamara. And here's Sharp. He's got 25. Takes the 3. Sinks the 3-pointer. Sharp's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Trailblazers. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. Swinging with the block. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Lebowski, he's checked in for Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. He's got 7. Launches from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Mikhailuk's got 5 points in the quarter. And legs from going undrafted to becoming a three-point contest champion. You had to fight for your place in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, that's an understatement. Yes, undrafted in '88. I played in just about every league imaginable, including a year in France. Had a bunch of 10-day contracts early on, but I didn't get my first full-time NBA contract until 1993 with the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, your perseverance and tenacity definitely paid off.
Certainly didn't take no for an answer, I can tell you that.
And here's George for 3. Portland grabs the miss. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And the dunk by Grant.
And look at the hops on Grant, lifting off for a slam before the D can contain him.
And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Pass to Sissoko. They set the screen. Here's Rupert. Portland moving the ball around. Murray left side. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Love that look there, locating his teammate and creating an easy basket.
Utah has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. George passes to Mikhailuk. Pass to Nurkic. Now Bailey. He's covered by Murray. And the basket by Bailey.
Great dish from Nurkic there. He really has a 6th sense for those reads.
Trailblazers leading by 23. And here is Grant. Murray outside. Off target with his 3. Utah shooting it beautifully here in the 3rd. 56% from the field. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back.
The Jazz have missed both free throws they've attempted tonight. And Utah making a change here.
One shot.
One shot.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
Now, here's Sharp. And he has 28 points for the game. On the top of the key, it's hauled in by Sensabaugh.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Here's Collier. No scoring in this one. He gets that one.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
Pass to Sharp. A beautiful reverse layup. Sharp's got 8 points here in this quarter.
What a performance for him on the offensive end. He's been fantastic the entire game.
Here's Sensabaugh. He's covered by Murray. Here's Collier. They set the pick beyond the arc. The rebound by Grant.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And Reed gets it to go.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. Unloads. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass fake. There's the steal. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. The rebound by Sharp. Sharp's got his 4th rebound in this one.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
They will take that shot every time down the floor if they could. It's just great execution.
Now Grant, he's got 9. Pass to Reith. Offline from the top of the key. And as we conclude the 3rd quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Trailblazers just dominating this one. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, he knows it's a team effort. It's about finding the best shot, not just his shot.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. So on the floor for Utah, Kyle Filipowski is out there with Markkanen. Then it's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position.
Markkanen absorbing the contact. He's really good at staying with his shot through that contact.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Portland.
Well, I've been impressed with the ball movement all game long. They're really looking to just make that extra pass.
And the relentless pace has really taken a toll on the opposition.
Free throw, no good for Markkanen. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proven to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
And Grant will take these mid-range jumpers occasionally. It's a nice option for him now.
Pass to Hendricks. Outside, Markkanen bangs home the trifecta.
Their 3-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Avdia kicks to Grant. There's the 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Hendricks has got 4 rebounds in this game. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. And now we'll look at the upcoming schedule for the Jazz. On Saturday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Monday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And Portland making a change here. Cooks checked in. No good from Grant. Jazz trail by 19. Markkanen down low. Hurry on him. And there's the bucket from Markkanen. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Avdia, a screen on Markkanen. Here's Grant. Good for his 6th make and a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
Yeah, he's mostly a 3-and-D guy, but Grant showing you he can also score in the paint.
Outside, Markkanen. From deep three-point land, from beyond the arc, and then some. Markkanen's got 19 points.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
They set the pick. To the paint. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. When you think about elite offensive players, Tim, what's one area that can really put them over the top and into a completely different category?
I think it's those guys that have a willingness to move without the basketball. If you have a willingness to run and cut and respace, it's going to create a lot of problems for a defense.
Has that even become more of a thing now as you watch these high-octane space and pace type offenses?
There is no question it's become something that's a priority for teams now, and I also think the ingenuity of these young coaches creates a better flow offensively if you're willing to run without the basketball.
That's terrific. Donovan Clingan, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Utah with a change here, too. Nurkic is checked in, and that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Jazz trail by 18. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Markkanen a screen on Murray. Outside, Markkanen. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Pass to Clingan. Back to Avdia. Grant with the ball. And the foul called on Isaiah Collier. That's his first foul. We all hear about AI in the workplace, and I don't mean Allen Iverson, although we could put him in the workplace. Greg, now teams are using computers to break down the action.
Yeah, able to use camera tracking to assess credit and blame, right? So maybe the little things in winning plays that went unnoticed, they won't be overlooked much anymore.
Murray, no good. Jazz trail by 15. Nurkic the pass to Filipowski. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. And that one drops for him. Filipowski's got his first bucket in this one. And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
During that break, Coach Chauncey Billups had some advice for the team. He was clapping in the huddle, saying to his guys, loving the effort right now, keep the intensity on them. Leave no doubt in their mind that this game is ours. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. Trailblazers leading by 13. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Avdia. Portland again missing. For Utah, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. And he gets it to go.
Assist goes to Yusuf Nurkic.
The Trailblazers have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Grant outside. Shoots over Filipowski. Grant, that's good. Grant's got 6 in the quarter.
And Grant has really improved that area of his game over the years. He's now a guy who has confidence in that jump shot.
Outside, Markkanen. A three-pointer off the mark. Portland's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Wide open look here for Murray, and a miss there on the triple.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
Here's Collier. A three-pointer, no good.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's Grant. Filipowski grabs the board. Jazz trail by 13. Pass to Collier. And the shot is good.
Well, whatever his coach said to him at halftime, he heard it.
For Portland, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
Pass to Sharp. The kick out to Holiday. Just 4 to shoot. Fires from deep. Here's Klingon. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Klingon knows how to use that size, both as a screener and a finisher.
And it's Bailey in the corner. Markkanen from outside. Cans it from downtown. Markkanen's got 25 points.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
They have found a weakness in the defense, and it's on their ability to defend the three-point line.
Klingon, and it's Klingon with the jam.
I'll tell you, not only does Klingon set sturdy screens, he knows how to make himself available for the pass.
Bailey passes to Markkanen. Down low, stolen by Avdia. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Sharp, and then Sharp with the dunk.
An exciting player coming into his own. We're seeing all of what Sharp has in this one.
And George kicks to Nurkic. Pass to Bailey. Now here's Markkanen. 3-pointer. And Klingon pulls it down. And here's Sharp. Back to Klingon. Here's Kamare. Outside Holiday. Here's the 3. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, he made a couple of shots early, but since the half, he just can't seem to find his rhythm.
Outside, George. Outside, Markkanen. From the arc. Portland grabs the miss. Klingon's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Pass to Sharp. Back to Klingon. Now here is Holiday. He's covered closely. And Portland again with the bucket.
Plays mature and under control. Holiday doesn't need the flashy plays. He's very comfortable with that mid-range.
Screen by Nurkic. Out to the right wing. Bailey passes to Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. Defended by Sharp. Markkanen a screen on Holiday. The Jazz with another miss. Portland leading by 16. Here's Kamare. Pass to Sharp. Outside Holiday. Over George. And Portland again with the bucket.
What focus there from Holiday on the shot. He really makes the most of his looks.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. We've got a moment here. Let's present our player of the game, Shaedon Sharp.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. Pass to Bailey. Now Markkanen. Now, here's Nurkic. Now, Bailey. 5 on the clock. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Lowry Markkinen, second personal foul, fourth team foul. At the line for Portland, Kamara, 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And he ends up missing both free throws. Jazz trail by 18. Now George. Markkinen outside. Now Nurkic puts up the 3, knocks down the 3.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And all of that success from the three-point line will open up driving lanes. Let's see if they can take advantage of that as well.
Here's Sharp. Swinging the screen for Sharp. No one near him. Bailey pulls it down. The Jazz shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. The long shot, no good.
You have to defend the three-point line. They got lucky he missed that one.
2 minutes in the game.
Now Avdia. Swinging the screen for Sharp. Oh, what a play inside.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
And this is where you really want to be mindful. No turnovers, no sloppy play.
Now Markkinen jacks up a 3. And it misses.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Here's Holiday. Now Sharp. There's a screen by Kamara. The 3 doesn't go. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. 17-point game.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Trailblazers.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win. And here's Sharp. Outside, Avdia for 3. Markkinen pulls it down. .34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here is Holiday. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Now Avdia. Shaedon Sharp. Trained from outside.
Great at creating shots. Sharp did it there with that catch and shoot.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And now our player of the game, Shaedon Sharp.